everyone, my name is Ervosa, and welcome back to another update on Blue, my Windows 2000 computer. It has been a hot minute since I got to say hi to you guys. It's been a while. I'm sorry I've kept you waiting so long. I got a new job recently and it's been taking up a lot of my time, and I am finally back at a nice ripe time of 1:30 in the morning. I'm gonna try to do my best this time of not doing too much scripting and just kind of going with the flow and telling you guys what's been happening with Blue. One of the first things that happened recently is her CMOS battery died. It died after 20 years and all it needed to be replaced was a CR2032 watch battery. And oddly enough, when I went to update the date and time in the BIOS, it refused to move off the year 2004. Thankfully, setting the date and time in Windows was super easy, and that one's totally good to go now. That was just a little bit of an issue, but thankfully it wasn't too bad to replace. Now, the next thing that was kind of super bad to replace, that many of you guys were worried that I would fry my brains out attempting to do, was working on her power supply. The power supply in Blue had been in there since my dad purchased the computer way back in ye olden days, and I replaced it with a new one, but the new one was really boring. It was just a black shell, kind of matte. It didn't match any of her aesthetic, and I loved the old one that I showed you guys that had that blue beetle gem shell. So I found the lovely Vaughn, who's a repair tech nearby where I live, who does old console repairs, he does electronic repairs, and I went to him and I was like, I got a project for you. What could you do if I just wanted to take the shell off this and put it on the new internals? And he was like, yeah, I can do that. And I'm like, yes, yay, I won't die. So I brought him the power supply, and he was a little hesitant because he wasn't really sure kind of what state the capacitors would be in, but he had all the tools that I didn't to test the voltage and what output was happening. He was able to look exactly at the wires and be like, yep, I can just move this here. The little part on the back where you have the power switch and the port where you actually plug the power cable into, he didn't even have to really mess with that. Thankfully, the shell on Blue matched up perfectly with the new one that I bought. So he was literally able to just take the old internals out and put the new ones in, and it ended up being a breeze. He wired it all. He even polished the outside shell for me to get super sparkly and really shiny again. And we were a little nervous because we didn't exactly have a older computer for it to actually test on and see if it would work. If it didn't, worst case scenario, it would just fry all of Blue, which would be sad. He handed it back to me. I was like, I am 99.5% sure that this is going to work perfectly. But there is a 0.5% chance it could go terribly wrong. And I'm noted. So I did my absolute favorite thing in the world, and I took all of the components out of Blue again. I put in the old GPU, the old CPU, the old RAM, everything I could to kind of re-downgrade her to all of the parts that didn't cost an arm and a leg to acquire and were more rare. And thankfully, I turned it all on, plugged it all in, and she worked. Oh. Good. Sounds terrible, but it's posting, and I don't see smoke. Yay! Good, good, good. Mouse. Keyboard. Did I need a mouse connector to go to the hard drive? Did I miss something? Probably need one of these guys to go to that. That probably is what I need. I feel like my hands are bleeding in 12 places, but I don't see anything. Okay, that was faster. Good. Alright, got past 5A. Bootable device has not been detected. No. It's alive. I didn't do anything. I literally kid you not, turned it off and turned it back on. That's it. That's all I did. I turned it off, I let it think about it for a second, and I turned it back on, and now it's loading. Amazing. She's doing it. Oh, it's so pretty. Guys, she's so pretty. She's got blue power cord, blue power supply, blue zip ties, blue fans. But the thing that ended up kind of freaking me out a little bit this time is trying to get the darn CPU cooler back into place. Not only did it, like, in between the last video and this video, like, slice my finger open, which was so nice of it, but when I was trying to screw it back down, the design for keeping it into place on the CPU nice and firm, it's just these two little, like, wiggle handles, and when I was trying to screw it back down into place, it, like, reverse stripped the screw. The little piece it threads into had gotten completely pushed through the other side. Cue me super gluing my fingers together for 2 hours trying to get this little piece back inside the bracket. I do eventually succeed, the little screw goes back in, and I'm able to put the CPU cooler back into blue where she belongs. And now she has her pretty blue shiny power supply back in, and it looks great. I love it. You don't usually see it now because of the panel on the side here. I still might make a window, like a nice acrylic window, so you can see, because the inside actually looks really good now. I just don't want, it's so pretty. I don't want to hurt it. And she's already been under surgery once getting her power supply done. I think she's had enough for a while, but that might be something we do in the future. Otherwise, you know, for now, I might as well just take this off so you guys can see what it looks like. And now that Blue's undressed, that sounds terrible, but that's the first thing I thought of when I took her side panel off, is we have new fans again. I found the original Link Depot fans that was the same company that was in Blue in the first place, and they're still selling the exact same fan. I was like, fabulous. So I put those in the front and the back, so you can see the one in the back here, and then the one in the front. So when I click the button, she glows blue again, just like she did when I was a kid. I love it. It perfectly completes it. She's got the blue glow of the CPU fan, and she's got the front and back airflow fans. Oh, it's so nice. It's just like it's a little thing, and I'm so happy. It just really, really completes it. And you have the nice blue power supply in the back. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention, Vaughn even put like blue zip ties. Like, he had to undo all my zip ties that I did, the way I had the wires when I had them routed all through the computer to make them really, really nice. And he remembered how I had all of the cables zip tied and redid them exactly as I had it, but with new blue zip ties. And I'm like, that's such a nice touch, man. Thank you. Oh my god, it's so sweet. And it's like, I don't know, it's just really nice. That really made me happy. What else? Notes. Audigy 2, yes. Oh my goodness, this was a thing. So I went and I purchased a 40-pin IDE connector cable, because as you guys might remember from episode 2, the Audigy 2 I purchased didn't come with the necessary cable. So I bought a 40-pin IDE cable, put in the new sound card, and it didn't work. It didn't work. I don't know. I was really mad about it. And like what I learned after the fact as well, after like this whole little experiment of me trying to like get a new 40-pin cable in there and like get the Audigy 2 sound card working with the front panel, is that you can only use the proprietary Audigy cables with the sound cards, otherwise you're at risk of frying the sound card. And I love that, because like the internet didn't decide to reveal that to me. Like the gods of the interweb didn't bless me with that knowledge until like after I had bought the cable and installed it and everything. So, warning to you guys, if you want to use an Audigy sound card, make sure you buy it with the correct ribbon cable that came with the Audigy card back in the day, otherwise it ain't gonna work, baby. So the Audigy one is back in blue, and people on like my Patreon and my Discord were saying the fact that like the Audigy one, there's not really much of a perceptible difference unless you're a really big audiophile and you have the headphones to like support the sound difference. My hearing's not that good. It got blasted out of marching band when I was in high school anyway, so I'm not gonna be able to hear the difference. The Audigy 1 card sounds fantastic. So that is what's back in blue now, and that is what is going to stay. And that's kind of it for the technical stuff. The other things I want to talk about is the fact that Blue has made new friends, as you can see over here. We've got the original Magnavox TV that was in my living room growing up as a kid, and plugged into that, I have a Namco Pac-Man arcade. These little great plug-and-play arcades were one of my favorite things to do growing up. It has Pole Position, Galaga, Mrs. Pac-Man, Xavius, and Mappy. I adore Mappy, if any of you guys don't know it. The sound effects on it are just mwah. And sitting next to the Magnavox TV in the little Namco arcade is my mom's old 8-track sound design stereo and cassette player. And it still works. She uses it all the time still. And there wasn't any other place we could find to put it in the house, and it like fit this whole section so perfectly. Like, it goes goes so nice right there. It looks really, really great next to the TV, so that is its new home as well. Upcoming next is the next episode of Doom 3, Episode 3. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. I'm so sorry it's been such a long wait for this. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'm really glad I got to show you guys. Blue is doing fantastic, and the streams are going to be really, really fun. I'm excited to do them. I'm excited to actually get to talk to you guys, and in the meantime, I hope you guys have been happy and healthy. Thank you so much for your continued support of the channel, and I hope you guys have been great. Continue on your own projects, doing all your vintage stuff and things that make you happy, and until the next video, I will see you next time. Bye!